Guys, you're so welcome to this channel, narcscon, and if you are new here, please consider click and like and subscribe if you get value from the video. And thanks to everyone who's been here for so long in support of this work. Guys, today I'd like to get into the topic of what happens when the narcissist pushes the empath too far. Empaths, despite what we may think in this community, because there's a lot of empaths here looking for answers after an experience with a narcissist, empaths are actually quite unusual. Empaths are people that have the ability to feel feelings and feel other people's feelings very deeply. So the downside of that is that we feel pain, excruciatingly so, particularly after narcissistic abuse. The upside is we have the ability to feel happiness to the same extent that we feel that pain. So it is a gift, and it's a gift in that our empathy and intuitivism, if that's a word, our perception and intuitive natures can help other people when they're going through hard times, can help other people to fulfill their potential and purpose, because we have a deep understanding of what it is to be human. Empaths are totally necessary in the world because empaths make human beings more human. They bring light into what can be a hard life at times, into the darker aspects of what it is to be human. So don't underestimate the gift you have, because I'm guessing most people here, or a lot of people, are empaths, or certainly have a lot of empathy. One thing comes to mind. It's a speech in the play The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare, and it's always a memory that strikes me as being very beautiful. The words are very beautiful, and I would actually put in, instead of mercy, I'd put empathy. And I'm just going to say the first few lines of it, because before we get into what happens when old Mr. Narc or Mrs. Narc comes along, it is important to acknowledge how important the gift you have is. And it goes like this, and I'm replacing the word mercy. The quality of empathy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blessed him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mighty. And the speech goes on, the dialogue goes on, if you want to check it out, in The Merchant of Venice play by Shakespeare. He talks about mercy, and empathy is very much equated with that. It's mercy for our fellow human beings. It's mercy for the world. It's the desire to be benevolent, to make things better, and to help and to heal. It comes from a giving point of view. And of course, the narcissist is the total opposite of that. The narcissist comes from a taking point of view. So the narcissist is irrevocably, irresistibly drawn like a magnetic force to an empath. And if an empath has never before encountered a narcissist, this is a transformative and cruel awakening. But on the healing journey, it can be a blessing once the empath knows how to heal and knows how to go forward, protecting the gift of empathy in the future. Narcissists see people, if they're lucky enough to come across an empath, to see empaths as total fools. It's like somebody's leaving out a free dinner without guarding this beautiful meal. It's literally the narcissist seeing how they can gain from this person easily. I think the expression that would come to mind would be like taking candy from a child. they believe, and they never ever learn the lesson, even when we get to the end of this video and we look at what happens when the empath is pushed too far. The narcissist can never learn and grow from this experience. They always, if they're lucky enough to come across an empath, believe that this is the free dinner they've been waiting for, the free fuel, and they're going to milk it for everything they can get. They don't believe in kindness, remember. They see that as a fool's paradise. Narcissists believe you have to take, you have to have the upper hand with people, you always have to have control over people. If a narcissist is going to give you something, they want the return on that investment in you to be tenfold. To a narcissist, giving is manipulation. And in effect, they actually suspect empaths. They're suspicious of empaths. They believe you're either a really foolish person or you're just giving me stuff because you're going to take me down, you're going to destroy me. Because, of course, narcissists see other people in their own image, just as empaths, until such a time as we learn about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, believe that other people come from the same human mold that we do. So it's very important, once we get this education, to protect that gift of empathy, because it's essential in this world. It is essential that there are empaths in this world that allow other people to be more human, to remain human, to maintain their humanity, because that's what is cohesive in keeping this world together, in preventing world wars, in lowering crime, in preventing illness and sickness and stress that is caused by the darker forces of narcissism in the world. So, the narcissist clutches or hooks on to the empath and sees this as an easy takedown. The empath sees the narcissist as needing help, perhaps being of some type of victim. Or the other scenario when the narcissist comes in with an empath is they present as an empath to the empath because they're going to mirror that person. And finally, the empath, having maybe been given to family, given to friends, maybe going through a depleted stage where they're not at their best, see another person who's like-minded and feel that both of you can really work together and rebuild and sustain each other and give to each other and have a loving relationship. And of course the narcissist is all, oh yeah, I'm in here, like I'm with you, you know, I give and I love you. So it kind of fills an empathic person up if they're depleted and going through a difficult time in their lives also. So the narcissist will get in whichever way it can, but the narcissist will see a vulnerability, a total vulnerability in this giving, loving, kind person. So once they figure out that you're not actually giving to get and that you're not actually another narcissist, they'll really work hard on keeping you until you're fully drained, if they can. What the narcissist doesn't bank on is that an empath will give and will listen to the words of the narcissist, and the narcissist, you know, after having taken a lot, will then breadcrumb the empath to keep them in, to keep them pouring out the supply, to keep them maybe providing residual benefits or somewhere to live, or just being the salve to the narcissist's tales of woe when they come home from work. The narcissist will bring it to the nth degree, because remember, there's another saying that if you give this person an inch, they will take a mile. If you give this narcissist an inch, they will take 100 miles until you stop giving. And it's only you that can stop the narcissist in their cycle. The narcissist is happy to suck you dry until you're lying on the floor and have no blood left in you. Remember, the narcissist feels entitled, doesn't feel accountable, and always has to have fuel and control. So there is no stopping a narcissistic individual from feeding on you as long as you provide the food, that being narcissistic supply in the form of fuel. When it gets to the stage that the empath is realizing that this is not a reciprocal relationship, that this person is really taking the mick, as we say in Ireland, they're taking the mick. They're going to even the breadcrumbing from the narcissist, telling the empath that they love them and they really appreciate them, is wearing thin, and the empath is going, this person doesn't reciprocate. This person shows me nothing but abuse, actually. This person doesn't seem capable of loving. There's something wrong here. And the empath starts to put in some boundaries. This is what the narcissist doesn't ever learn if they're lucky enough to come across an empathic person. They never learn that the empath also has a high sense of justice, inbuilt radar for injustices in the world. And that's part of who an empath is. So even though the empath would be more likely to feel and fight for other people and their, injustice, their somebody being unjust to them, when it comes to themselves, they're able to take more. They're able to endure a lot, and they're programmed to endure a lot of suffering and giving. But there is a point that the narcissist pushes the person or the empath too far, because they are unstoppable in relation to their hunger and greed. When that happens, the empath sometimes has a type of a supernova, we call it in this community, or flashing moment of realization that there's a huge injustice going on here and that this person has absolutely zero empathy or love for them. And at that point, the narcissist has pushed the empath too far. Sometimes the narcissist is oblivious to this having happened, as prior to this person would go to the nth degree for the narcissist. So it's a big shock to the narcissist when the empath puts boundaries in. It's a big narcissistic injury. Normally, the narcissist will start to love bomb again and will try and revive the relationship. If the empath is lucky enough to escape, most don't, because the narcissists usually have a fine sonar sense of when they've probably done the dog on the person they're with, on their partner, and it's time to look around for a fresh source of supply. At this juncture, the narcissist doesn't want to lose you, but they do cop on or realize that they have pushed you too far because they've never seen you like this before. And an empath, when their sense of injustice has risen, has no going back. And it's very clear for the narcissist to see that your strength in how you've been in other areas has come in tenfold with your big no. Absolutely no more. You have gone through horrendous abuse at this stage. You have been milked dry for supply. You have your family and friends, your character traits, your money, everything has been used by this person, and you finally say no. So the narcissist knows they need to get out of here quick, and they have to maintain control, and they have to be the one to go. So when you say the big no and go supernova on the narcissist, if you don't get out at that point, nearly on the hour, on the minute, when the narcissist realizes the truth of the situation, the narcissist will leave, because they have to be the first to go and to maintain control. So that's why a lot of people on these channels who are empaths struggle so much, because the minute they say no, the narcissist is gone, and they have given so much to this narcissist, they cannot believe that suddenly the relationship is over and suddenly this person has disappeared. It just doesn't make sense. Because the narcissist lives in the now, the narcissist has no object constancy, so everything that you've done for the narcissist is null and void once you say no in that moment. The narcissist will try and keep you as a friend. They will try and keep you in the narcissistic harem, because they know that they know the effect they've had on you. They know what you've invested in the relationship. They know the amount that you've given to the relationship, and they know you're a giver. So they kind of go, look, I'll leave her, I'll leave him. They'll get over it. They'll miss me. This is usually subconscious in the narcissist. Not always. Sometimes this is what they're thinking in their conscious, that you've made a big mistake. If they leave you long enough, you'll realize what a mistake you're making, because remember, they think they're amazing. Like they think they're God's gift, literally. They think they are God's gift. So they're going off thinking, how dare you, how dare you say no to me, you idiot? How dare you say no to me? So they believe, because of the abuse actually and psychological games they've played on you, they know you're going to suffer hugely without them. So they kind of go off with that idea in mind. If the let's be friends doesn't work and you say, absolutely no way, get out of here with your let's be friends crap. If you say that, they will leave you and go on to the next source of supply, feeling in control and feeling that you will definitely be waiting for them once you've gone through, the pains of missing them. So guys, when the narcissist pushes the empath too far, the empath's sense of injustice raises within themselves after having crossed deserts for the narcissist. It does take a long time. Empaths endure an immense amount of suffering before they actually will stand up for themselves. Having received this education, and it may have been your first run through with a narcissist, going forward, advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself, because in protecting and building yourself, in having boundaries, in giving of your empathy to only valuable causes, you will actually, in fact, be able to be more effective in the world. You'll be able to give more of yourself by nourishing and replenishing yourself, by protecting yourself and your own life, by living the life that you were meant to live. There wasn't some division when we were put on this world that, God would have said, well, you're the servants and you're the lords and the ladies. Nobody is a servant of another person. Nobody is to be a servant to another person and not live their own life's purpose. Your purpose in this life is essential to this world, particularly in the day where there's a high raising of narcissists. There's a high increase in narcissism because we no longer have small communities where they're recognized. They can do more damage in the world that we live in today because they can move from place to place. They can reach people on the internet, etc. You are totally necessary to the survival of the world, and I don't say that lightly. You can do so much good in the world. That's what you were meant to do. Don't let a narcissist embitter you. Don't let a narcissist hurt you to the extent where you feel that your empathy is not important. Use your empathy for yourself before you give to others. Empathy was not something that you were born with to deplete yourself of. The narcissists are here to do that. The narcissists are here to deplete empaths of empathy and to turn you into a narcissist so you no longer have faith in people. Don't let them do that. Don't let them succeed in that. So use the relationship that you had with a narcissist to awaken, to become educated, and to use that to know that there are sharks out there, there are charlatans out there, there are con men and women out there, and this gift must be protected. Give to yourself, do your own life, make time for yourself. Don't be pulled apart. Don't be pulled 120 different ways. And particularly after your encounter with Mr. or Mrs. Narc, fulfill yourself, live your own life, and then you will be a force to be so reckoned with that no narcissist will ever be able to take you down again. And in effect, you being in the world will decrease the narcissist's ability, because more good people will maintain and grow their belief in other good people. And I'm telling you, this community is amazing for that. When you think after you've been with a narcissist, look, I'm going to have to change the way I live. It's obviously a world of where you have to take. When you realize and meet people in this community, it so gives you back your sense of good people in this world. And it so overpowers narcissists. They become pathetic, they become weak, and they are no match for an awakened empath. Go strong, guys. I will see you again soon, and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.